It's great to be talking to you today. Thanks for taking the time to speak to us. How are you feeling after everything?
I am feeling great. I am feeling blessed. Obviously, I am mad that I didn't win, but I'm happy I made it to top three. So I'm living life great.
Now, let's get the elephant out of the room here. But when it came to comps, you didn't do very well. And I think the biggest thing is because of your background. I mean, you talked about playing for the CFL, was it? And you had the career. Now, what threw you? What can you have like sitting back and thinking about what happened? What do you think what were the obstacles or hurdles in your way and achieving the success you thought you were going to achieve?
I really, if I had an answer, I wish I could tell you.
Yeah.
I truly do just think it's the yips. I think I've gotten second or third place in so many of these competitions. When it came down to the end, I think I just got in my head a lot,
Right.
and I just never finished. And that was probably one of the biggest regrets that I've had was just finishing these competitions. It wasn't about me flat out just losing them a lot. I came in second place in a bunch of them, so it
Right.
was just about finishing.
Yeah. And tell us a little, because you mentioned in the house about the CFL. Tell us a little bit about that, your experiences, because I found that very fascinating.
Oh yeah. So coming out of college, I ended up signing with the Edmonton Elks. And I was playing with them until I injured my back, and then I got cut.
Yeah.
So then I inevitably had to come back home and revert to physical therapy. So my time with the Elks was short, but I did love my time in the CFL. The game is so much different than
Oh
back
yeah.
here in America. And me playing the position of wide receiver, it is tailored to my game. So I love the CFL. It sucks that I got injured and I got cut, but I think I would have had a very prosperous year and career there.
Now, going into the last night, the finale, I mean, we saw you talking a little bit to Chelsea, a little bit to McKenzie. Do you wish you would have campaigned a little bit more to McKenzie, or do you think you said everything you had to say and that she was going to her mind either way?
I think I campaigned very hard the week before
Yeah.
to get McKenzie to see the benefits of keeping me and the negatives to picking Chelsea for the final two.
Right.
But as the week went on in the house when we were the final three, I just knew that their relationship was too close.
Right.
McKenzie felt way too comfortable in the house. And at that point, I knew that there was really nothing that I could say to sway McKenzie. She was always going to try to use the loyalty pitch to her advantage and not backing down from a threat. I knew that was going to be a big part of her speech. And taking Chelsea would have been the bigger threat to take. So inevitably, it was the wrong decision for her. But there was nothing that I could say at that point.
Were you surprised she made the decision she did because at the end because it was clear that possibly her easier path would be with you.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't surprised because I knew that her relationship with Chelsea was closer to her than it was with mine. But I was hoping that she made the brain money decision, and choose me to go to the final two with her, but she didn't. I wasn't really shocked, but I definitely wanted her to take me to the final two for sure.
If you got to the final two, what would your argument have been? What did we miss?
My argument would have been manipulating Mackenzie's HOHs when she did get in power. Myself and Chelsea brought her into our three-person alliance halfway into the house when
Yeah.
nobody else did. We talked to her when she was down on that nomination block. We were a part of that big move. People forget that I won the veto to get Tucker even to the AI arena that she loves to claim that she got Tucker out. Um, so my pitch would have been manipulating her HOHs, taking the comp beast out in Tucker, and getting her to put her main allies up and voting them out.
Well, that's what I'm going to jump on something right here because I think you touched upon something that was very important that people that watch the live feeds as opposed to just the TV show would have seen, and that is you had a lot of input into a lot of those, plans. You worked with Chelsea on them. You spoke to people and added your 2 cents as well, added your influence. Do you think you're getting enough credit for the way you played because you did have a voice?
I absolutely do not think so. And
Right.
that is why it sucks that I wasn't able to talk to the jury and give my plea for the final two, because I do not think my social game gets enough credit. I literally played the perception of me being an athlete to my advantage, and I was working alongside with Chelsea in a lot of her decisions and influenced Chelsea to make a lot of the big decisions that she claimed in her jury speech.
Yeah.
So I do not think that my social game got a lot of credit, and it sucks that I can only talk about it now.
Yeah.
But inevitably, people that watch the live feeds know.
Now, I want you to explain where your relationship is now and what it was in the house, because at times we saw you and Chelsea, she was getting a little bit antsy and jealous here and there. I mean, there was the incident in the backyard where she blew up and moved to the other side, and you were like, what the hell? Like, a lot of people felt bad for you in the sense they're like, okay, you're kind of stuck with this. What was your relationship like, and what is it to you? Like, what's your perspective on the whole thing?
Yeah, my relationship with Chelsea is very much complicated, brother and sister, but elevated. I love her so much, and she wanted me to do so well from her perspective. She was getting mad at the decision that I was making, but I had to play my own game. I didn't want my whole social game and my whole big brother game to be tied to her, so I had to make certain decisions for myself.
Mhm.
And I think after a couple of conversations, she started to see that, and that was towards the end. But there was a lot of ups and downs. She got on me for a lot of stuff. But she was a rock for me in that house. We looked out for each other. We protected each other. So I love her so much for everything that she did for me in the game. And our relationship outside of here is super good.
I was gonna say it must be hard. I mean, when you have somebody, politely criticizing you and politely trying to let fire, it must be kind of hard because in real life you can just, hey, I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna go do it. In the Big Brother house, you can't go anywhere. What did that make you feel? Because a lot of people were sympathizing with you. Goes, oh man, Cam, like, how did it feel to be? You can't get away from that pressure or stress, right?
Yeah, and that is probably the toughest part of being in the house.
Yeah.
Is you have no outlet to vent your emotions. You have to kind of just deal with them yourself. Especially in the situation that I was in. And when Chelsea publicly blew up on me and stuff like that, we were in Janky Road. There's nowhere for me to go. I'm just gonna have to lay on my cot.
Yeah.
So I think that's the toughest part about being in the house in general is just having to deal with your emotions and not letting it affect your game, because inevitably it is a social game, it is a social experiment, and it is all about dealing with your emotions in the most effective way.
Now, we got to see your reaction after Zingbot came into the house, but he basically, in his words to Chelsea, called you guys out. Was there a conscious decision after that? After that spotlight was shone on you by Zingbot, was it a conscious decision to kind of separate a little bit? I mean, we saw you did pivot a bit after that comment was made.
Absolutely. In order to protect myself and to protect Chelsea, because I
Yeah.
still did want to work with her. And Zingbot literally blowing up the whole spot. Goodness gracious. So I did have to pivot and I did have to separate a little bit. With you can see, I didn't spend as much time with her one on one. The conversations were very much different than it was in the beginning. So I just wanted to do it to protect both of our games because I did want to take her to the end.
Now, your story could very much turn into a redemption arc in the future. Would you come back and play again? And more importantly, what have you learned and what would you do any differently? I'm not giving away your whole secrets or anything, but what would you do a little bit differently and would you play again?
I absolutely would play again. Big Brother is such a unique experience, and me being able to have a second go at it, I think I would do so well. The thing that I would do different, it's no secret. I would want to win some competition. Um, yeah, that's basically it. So I can have some power and have some moves that I can stand on and say that it was me being at HOH and me doing this and getting this person specifically out. But I would love to play Big Brother again. I love this game. This game is so cool. This game is so unique and it tests you in so many different ways. So I would love to come back. And my only regret is not winning any competitions. Only one. Only one.
Well, I mean, it was great watching you this season. And all the best of luck. I mean, you already have a great career. You're on social media, TikTok, you have your music. And so all the best of luck to you. But from all the dogs in the hood in Canada, it was great watching you this season, Cam, and all the best of luck in the future for you.
Thank you so much. Shout out all my dogs at the crib.
Take care.
All right, now.